I'm here today with Mike Lehr to talk about making the impossible possible. So Mike, how do we do that?
Well, Don, we first tackle it by realizing four things. First, our judgment of the impossible is subjective and based upon our perspective of ourselves, other people, current processes, technology, and education. Second, predicting impossibility is a form of predicting the future because we are saying something won't happen. We could be wrong about that. Third, the situation is more about the limitations being placed upon us by ourselves and others. And then fourth, the process is more about belief than science. Science often cannot prove something is impossible.
How about running through a business example for us in which all four come into play?
All right, certainly. Leadership is a prime one I use. When we look closely at what leadership is, it's really an emotional response to another person, the leader, by the others in the group, the members. Therefore, leadership is rooted in subjectivity. This means that if we can alter the way members look at leadership, we can alter how they feel about respective leaders without changing anything at all about the leader. As for the second realization, since no one can predict the future, often the intense belief by another, i.e. the leader, can often be enough to convince others that something can be done. The third realization involves limitations. Rather than trying to adjust whether something is impossible, it might be better to address the limitations around the problem that we are placing upon ourselves. For instance, perhaps we could do something if we receive more training or we're able to secure more time. Often a leader has direct influence over the limitations placed upon others. The fourth realization comes about because we live in a very scientific culture. The methodology of science permeates our decisions and even our justice system. It's based upon a rational approach to proving something exists or that something happened. The problem comes in that many things cannot be proven.
Like what?
Well, beauty, love, hatred, and even God cannot be proven scientifically to exist. All human emotions fall into the same category because they are not consistent for all humans. In fact, science cannot prove leadership exists because it's an emotional state of the members. Yet we know these exist because we see their effect on people. In a perfectly objective world, such concepts do not exist.
Can you be more specific? Maybe relate leadership and these four realizations to a particular action that leadership runs through.
All right, let's consider an important aspect of business planning that is often associated with leadership: setting objectives. It's well known that people will tend to hit the objectives you set for them. Thus, objectives help extend people beyond their comfort zone.
Yes, I'm aware of that, Mike.
All right, let's now play with the idea. What's lesser known is this phenomenon. This only works as long as people believe the objective is realistic. Otherwise, it will have a demoralizing effect, causing people to perform below where they would have performed without the objective. In other words, you are worse off than if you had given them no objective.
How does this apply to making the impossible possible? Can you clarify that?
Yes, the key word, Don, is believe. It's not a question of whether a goal is unrealistic, which is very likely impossible to prove by any objective sense, but whether people believe it is. This is the role of leadership, to impact what people believe. If a leader can help people to believe in themselves and their talents, they are more likely to see an objective, which they would normally see as unrealistic, or to use another word, impossible, as now being possible. The members of a group make leadership what they want it to be. Just because someone holds the top spot in an organizational structure doesn't mean he or she has won over the hearts and minds of the group's members. This is where issues such as credibility, character, compassion, and trustworthiness enter the fray.
Great, Mike. How about wrapping up for us?
All right, Don. Making the impossible possible is based upon four realizations. 1, viewing impossibility as a subjective state of mind and heart. 2, declaring something impossible runs the same risks as predicting the future. 3, identifying the limitations imposed upon us by ourselves and others. And 4, focusing on beliefs, not objective scientific parameters. We can take the implications of these four realizations and create an overarching statement about making the impossible possible. That statement is that there is a dynamism to impossibility, meaning that as we get deeper and deeper into trying to tackle it, we discover things or ways that we did not know. Even certain events might go our way that we did not initially anticipate. In short, we never really know for sure whether something is impossible for us, this country, or for the human race. Many times, it's a matter of just diving in and doing our best.
Thanks, Mike. You have definitely changed the way I look at things I consider impossible.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. You have a good one.